I've had a couple questions about the ordering of sprites and what to do when you have a sprite that comes over the top of one that you don't want it to come over the top of. Or on the other hand, you have a sprite that you want to go behind something and it doesn't. Let me give you an example. This is just something I mocked up really quick. Maybe we want to explain to kids how dinosaurs disappeared from the Earth, and so my non-scientific, non-factual explanation is they all got on rocket ships and left for outer space, right? That's why we don't have dinosaurs, right? Well, anyway, here's my very quick little animation for this, right? The dinosaur walks over and hops onto the rocket ship, and then the rocket ship goes off to the moon, or in outer space. And I see a couple of problems with the way this happens right now. I think that it would be better maybe if the dinosaur kind of climbed in the backside of the rocket ship, because he just sort of disappears right now, and maybe it would be easier to believe if he were on the backside of the rocket ship. And similarly, when the rocket ship takes off, it actually goes out behind the sun, which doesn't make sense. It would probably go between us and the sun. We wouldn't ever expect to see it go behind the sun. I mean, that's physically possible in science, but not in the time frame we've illustrated. Okay, it's a dumb little example. Give me a break. But let's just think about this. It turns out that when you add sprites to your programs, to your games or whatever they are in Scratch, they get added in layers. You can think about this sort of in the way of animating in the old-fashioned days of animating before computers, where you put down, a layer of artwork, and then you drew something on a sheet of plastic and put it on top of that in a layer, and you could, the dinosaur, for example, if we want to think about this, the dinosaur is drawn on a sheet of clear plastic. So when we put the dinosaur down, we see the dinosaur, but everything that's not dinosaur, we see the background that's behind it. And so, right here, it looks like I put down the rocket ship first, and the sun second, and the dinosaur third. And so when I run this, right, because the dinosaur is a layer above the rocket ship, it appears above the rocket ship. But I want it to appear behind the rocket ship. I want to push it down a layer. Similarly, as I run this and as it takes off, I'd like to have it right here go above the sun. So what I really want is the sun to be the background, the back layer, and the dinosaur to be the middle layer, and the rocket ship to be the top layer. And I actually have the ability to change those layers. It's something that, again, you may have very easily missed because it's in the looks menu, but it's down at the bottom below some things. And there are two blocks right here at the bottom. Go to front and go back one layer, and this is changeable. We can have it go back any number of layers. And so if you want to change this around, right, I just said that I want the dinosaur to go back one layer so that he here appears behind the rocket ship. And so if we came to the dinosaurs tab, and at the very beginning of this, if I told him to go back one layer, well, presumably right now he's actually two layers above. I don't know. There he goes. He's behind, right? And he gets in. And so there we go. We send him back a layer. And so my definite explanation of the ordering of these must not have been 100% accurate. But by sending him back one layer, he got behind the rocket ship in order to get into the rocket ship. And so that maybe is a little more believable. Similarly here, maybe I want to say bring the rocket ship to the front. And of course, if you're thinking about this, I could have just simply brought the rocket ship to the front in the very beginning, and that would have taken care of both problems. But that's not nearly as much fun for making my point. So I'm going to add go to front in my places everybody with the rocket ship, and now I can control those layers and get the rocket ship to zoom in front of the sun, and it's much closer to what I was looking for. So really quickly, those two little layering controls under the looks menu can allow you to change the ordering in which your sprites are drawn on the screen.